at the Schmidt Show, everybody. The Schmidt Show PC podcast number 4. Can't believe I'm here. Still here. They say most people stop at the 3rd. That's usually when they give up. It's either the 3rd or the 10th episode. And 95%, I might have mentioned this before, 95% of YouTubers that try to get out their content and they're trying to monetize their YouTube channel quit after 3 channels. So here I am. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I have a business to run, and this is, like I said again, this is a lot of fun for me. And anyway, so today I want to, we're going to talk about linking your YouTube channel to Instagram and why we should do that. Not just Instagram, to other social platforms, just for exposure. Cross promotion is huge. So some people are really shy, I guess, to do this, and especially if you're first, I guess, getting your foot in the door as a business. It's tough, and people are shy, and they don't want to, get that. They're like camera shy, if that's the right word. I'm not sure. You can just reach a broader audience and drive traffic to your videos, increasing views, likes, and subscriptions on your channel. And that's important. And YouTube, by far, is way harder to get followers and people to subscribe to your channel, because after you get 1,000 subscribers, you can then start to monetize your YouTube channel, which is start making you money as well. And as long as you're throwing out some good content, not necessarily a lot of content. A lot of mistakes that I've seen people do and I've gotten advice on is just, let's get content out there. Let's go. And for me, I've been trying to do some decent content and do some research into what I'm doing. A lot of times that's just kind of what I'm told. And I just want to make sure I make some quality videos. And going back to why we should do it is to diversify your content as far as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all these other things. It just gives you a broader channel for other people to expose you, or to expose your business. Sorry. And I had a train of thought here, kind of lost it. But and some people might know you. Maybe you're popular in your community. And I can say this for myself when I started my business here 8 years ago, and that's something I'm going to go over a little bit today too. 8 years ago, and I thought I was well known in the community, and I think I am, but just known as who I am, not by any means popular or anything like that. And I was always surprised as I got into business year after year, and people would always say, "Oh, we didn't know you were doing this," and I thought everybody did. And I'll tell you one thing. At first, I'm going 8 years, 9 years, somewhere in there on my own in my business, and it's been an incredible ride. It's been awesome, a lot of ups and downs, but it's been good. But honestly, at first, if it wasn't for social media platforms, that it really helped. It helped other people would notice, and a lot of your close friends will help, and they'll actually link it and tell other people. Definitely helped me at first to try to get work, and I had to get the foot in the door, and I was always hesitant to do it. I always looked at my life at starting my business as kind of like failing. I wouldn't even try before. I counted myself out even before I tried. If that makes any sense. Dave, you're not good enough. You can't do this. And I would find every reason to not be good enough, just because that's my makeup and that's how I am. And even doing this kind of stuff, at first it was hard, and it still is. It's very hard to get comfortable in front of the camera. But as I do this, it gets a little bit easier. And I'll be honest, the first 5 minutes of getting on here is probably the hardest part for me. And then as I get going, and you know what, do notes, take some notes down. There's nothing wrong with this. When you get better, I'm sure, I might always keep notes. It's just a good handy thing to have that, what shows the viewer that you've actually done some research into what you're talking about. And so I'm going to go into a little bit about my business and how I started here in my local community. It was 8-9 years ago, and what I do here is we do tree removal in the Essex region, Kingsville, Leamington, Wheatley, Harrow, kind of everywhere, I guess, but locally anyway. I haven't talked much about my business, and when I did start my business, it was a leap of faith, to be honest. And I had a couple friends, honestly, just And I would talk to them about it, and you know those friends that really mean something to you, that are really close, and that you value their opinion. Those are the friends that you want to go to. Not to say that those other friends aren't good friends. And I had a couple of friends say they've always seen it in me, and I just don't see what they saw, or didn't see what they saw in me. And for me to give up a good job at the time, and it was a solid paycheck every week, it was nice. And I started to get pretty good at my craft. I do a lot of tree climbing professionally. So, and I really enjoyed it. And I still do, don't get me wrong. And with the business now growing, I have people that work for me that I can actually, you know, just have other people start letting go of that business a little bit as far as doing it myself. Like, I was pretty hesitant because I didn't want to lose the quality, and you got to really get the right people in there. But going back to what I was talking about with those friends that are very like special to you, and I really went on that advice, and you know, I took that leap of faith. And I'll be honest, it wasn't easy at first. I thought social media, and I thought I was very well known in the community. I thought, okay, I'll get that exposure. And I did get work off that. I'm not going to lie. It, like I said again earlier, that really helped me. It helped me big time. And going from that, the one year, like the first year, the summertime, it was just slow. And you know what? I had to hustle. It was either not make a paycheck or do something about what kind of situation I was in, not bringing in money. And when you're trying to run a business, I had money and I was saving it, which was good, because if something like this happened, that I would be able to still sleep at night and know that the next day I had money coming in and food in my fridge. That's a good feeling to have, but it also kind of sucks when you don't have work and you're scraping, not necessarily scraping by, but you feel a little bit like a failure. But I got up there and I printed some flyers and I handed them out and I put them in mailboxes. That's all I did for a week straight, and that gave me some exposure. There's so many different ways that you can market yourself, and when things aren't working for yourself, and you just have to get out there. And even then I was kind of embarrassed, I'll be honest. It was just like, oh man, look at this guy. He's out there, owns a business, and he's out there giving flyers. Like, doesn't he have guys that do that for him? But you have to really humble yourself when you're new. From my experience anyway, some of the people have, had it different. I don't know. But for myself, I had to. And I got out there, and lo and behold, it did pan through. I got some more work through that. Not crazy amount. I'm telling you, for every 100 pamphlets I handed out there in the mailboxes, I might have got one or two jobs, and that's not very good. It's not very good, good average there. It sure ain't, but it was better than nothing. And then I didn't realize how important marketing was at that time. I really thought I could just fly on the coattails of my friends, the people that I knew, and it did work. That does work too. But definitely, again, just like YouTube, the quality had to be there. And I was at my business long enough that I learned that. And I've always been that kind of way where I get into a job site, and when I'm done, I kind of want to leave that job site the way I got there. And they got a clean yard, clean everything. I like to clean things up. That'll speak volumes for your business. Now, whether you're into construction, music, you could be into acting. There's so many different things that, you're monetizing yourself and making money for yourself, and you're trying to be an entrepreneur. It's not an easy thing to do. And anybody that's ever started a business, I think, could identify there'll be a lot of failure, even before. I know I have. And the ones that make it are the ones that get back up and they keep going, and they don't stop. Now, it was awesome at first, because when I got into business, you start making some money, and it takes a lot of capital to start doing that, and you need to make money to make things go, and then you got to hire employees. And like I said again earlier, I just wanted to do everything. I didn't want to let go of anything. I was bad at delegating it. I just had a hard time. But as I went, it definitely learned, and it went. So anyway, that's a little bit about myself. My company is called Out on a Limb Tree Service. I'll throw some pictures up here somewhere. I don't really, still learning how to do all this here on YouTube. I'm still pretty new to the YouTube family. So I got to get that out of there sometimes. I know it's good here and there, but I got to clean up my, what's the word I'm looking for? Articulating words, I guess. And the got to go. So Anyway, we'll go through some more of these points. It's also get you enhanced visibility. Linking your YouTube channel to Instagram provides additional exposure for your videos, and we just talked about some of that. As they appear in your Instagram profiles, they may be featured in Instagram's exposure reels sections, increasing the chances of discovering by brand new viewers who've never seen you. So that could be friends of different friends that you don't have on your social media, that aren't friends with you. That's another way that you could reach that audience. And also going into audience engagement, where Instagram offers you various interactive features like polls, questions and answers, and sessions. That's a big one too. Eventually, you could throw out the comments and say, hey, look, if you got any questions, whether it's YouTube, whether it's about the business that you're in, whether it's about Instagram, or maybe you want to talk about your business, like I just said, and how did you do it? How did you make it? And you throw some comments, and then that's how you build a relationship with people. And this is exposing yourself to the community. So the community gets to know you on a personal level. So they see a picture to the business of what you're doing, like the entrepreneurship that your niche is in. And that's really, I think, important when you start a YouTube channel, especially at first, where you want to be known for what you do. And I think that's the most successful route from what I've done for the research that I've did. So that's what I kind of starting with, but I kind of started with how to learn how to use YouTube. So I'm still on that. I'm definitely not afraid to use my computer, use ChatGPT. That's another way to get monetized when you start getting good and you start getting a lot of views, and you start using these other brands and then naming them on your channel, and YouTube starts driving your channel towards that audience, and they'll pick that up. And eventually, I see a lot of these guys reviewing these pieces of equipment. Like, they could be cameras, they could be anything, could be chainsaws even in my field, and they give them to review, and they give out solid reviews, and they're not paid. And then that's another different way too. There's so many different channels that you can make money on YouTube. You have to dive in and look into it. I had no idea, actually. And like I said, again, it wasn't for that. But if it gets to that, definitely, I'm not going to turn it down. I would be a fool to if I get to so many followers and someone approaches me and says, hey, do you mind us throwing up a commercial on your channel? If someone's offering you money, isn't that kind of the point? For me, again, I said I wasn't doing it for that, but if it gets to that, I'd be definitely interested. I'm definitely interested to sit down and see what they have to say. Nothing wrong with that. I very rarely ever hear people turning down money. So, and especially if it's something like that, I guess. And then going to analytics, actually, insights. We just kind of talked about that. Analytics are where you can actually see on your YouTube feed and on the social platforms what kind of audience you are reaching, whether it's 45-year-old males, females, different age groups, but it will definitely tell you who's watching your channel the most. And if that's where you're gearing to, you're doing a good job. You want to make sure you're already doing the job right. So you should keep going that way. Now, if you see that you're steering maybe some, you got some female audience that doesn't really connect mostly with what you're doing. It could be a construction job. I'm not saying that females aren't, whatever. I'm just saying that you want to drive what you're doing to the right audience, and that's with the analytics. So you can go through all that, and I never realized that either. It tells you everything of who's watching, how many people are watching your videos, how many people are actually, how long they stay on your channel. Like, I know for me right now, I think it's 3 minutes and 50 seconds average. My channels aren't that long anyway, my shows actually, but it's pretty crazy. And I'm like, man, you kind of feel like let down. You feel like a little bit of a loser. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, people can't hold on for a 10, 12-minute video. No, they can't. I know I can't either. I have to look at myself that way. And honestly, if you look at YouTube say if you're on Instagram or Facebook, whatever you're on, and you're channeling through, and I post something, I want to post a whole link of my show on YouTube for you to hopefully follow me and to subscribe. It's hard to actually link something because nobody wants to get off a platform when they're on it. I know I don't. So say you're on Facebook and you're scrolling and you want to look through some stuff, and say I pop up, and then you're like, you know what? I'd actually like to check that video out. But then you see that you have to jump on a different platform. You actually have to move from Facebook to YouTube, so it links you there, and then your Facebook's obviously in the background, one click away back. But most people don't do it. So, and the best way to do that is to throw out little clips of what you're doing on stories. That's actually a great way to do it. And so they see the story, they like it, and they're like, oh, okay, maybe that's something I can check out later. And then that stays within their mind, and then hopefully that'll drive your viewer to YouTube, to the YouTube channel that way. So again, like I said, there's so many different ways. I know I keep repeating, but that is what it is. And like I said, audience engagement. Instagram, like social media, interactive features like polls, like I said, questions, answer sessions, and live videos provide direct avenues for engaging into your viewer. Like, you can use these features, gather feedback, answer questions about your, I was going to say tree removal, but about your business and your safety measures. Host live demonstrations. Like I said, again, questions and answers. That's actually a great idea, hosting live demonstrations. I mean, I thought I read this through, but I guess not. And interact with your followers in real time. That's actually pretty cool. I have to still work up to that, but that'd be really cool to do. This active engagement fosters a sense of community and loyalty among your audience, encouraging them to stay connected and involved with your content, which is awesome. And I like this one the best. Number 7 is storytelling and opportunities. Instagram stories offer a casual and infomercial way to share content with your audience. I don't know if I said that word right. Hopefully you guys will figure that out. You can use your stories to create a narrative around your business, showcasing the challenges you face, just kind of what I talked about earlier, and the solutions you provide, and the satisfaction of completing a successful project. By teasing your YouTube videos in your stories, like I just talked about, with captivating visuals and intriguing captions, you can pique the curiosity of your followers and drive them right to your channel, hopefully. And like I just said, I think stories are huge. They're only 15 to 13 seconds long, and people, for the most part, if it's interesting, they'll stick around for most of it, at least to know what you're doing, especially videos of what you're doing. Maybe you're, like I said, again, a musician, you throw a nice song on that you've wrote. I know I do when I have friends that throw a song on, especially originals. I love that kind of stuff and whatever you're into. And then for me, it might be somebody catches this channel and they're in a tree removal. Maybe they want to be in a tree removal and they want to throw a YouTube channel up there. You never know. And they're like, and they might ask me, how did you start this? And then that's how you engage. And the next one's SEO benefits: search engine value, authoritative and relevant backlinks from reputable sources. By sharing your YouTube videos on Instagram and including a link to your channel or specific videos in your profile bio and captions, you create valuable backlinks that can improve your search engine rankings. Additionally, using relevant keywords are important, especially in YouTube, and hashtags in your Instagram posts can further enhance your discoverability and attract organic traffic to your YouTube channel, thereby boosting your overall online visibility and attracting potential customers interested in your tree removal again, because like I said, I'm using ChatGPT, and what a great tool that is. I tell you, for anybody that's not using that, and you need and if you're not really good at articulating words and writing some stuff together to put together to do something like this, I use the ChatGPT, and it's been incredible. And you can get that's a whole video on its own on how to use it, and I've looked at some of that stuff, and man, I encourage you to get on that, like, especially for a guy like me. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. So, and this is all what I'm reading here, these points. I've asked ChatGPT to help me out, and then if that answer wasn't good enough for me, I would ask it, can you elaborate? And it does. And then I'm go a little bit further, and I said, can you put it in just point views, you know what I mean? And it does. It just does everything. Collaborating possibilities. Collaborating with influencers, brands, or businesses in complementary niches can amplify your reach and exposure on both Instagram, YouTube, and all other social media. Look for influencers or businesses in the landscaping, home improvement, because that's what I'm into, or environmental sustainability sectors who share a similar target audience or values, like I just talked about. Maybe some tree people are looking at my video and they're like, oh, there's a guy doing this kind of stuff. And then I'd love to talk to people like that and get actually their input on. Maybe I can ask them some questions about what they're doing in their work and how maybe resolve some problems that I've come into, that there's a different way to solve the problem in an easier way. So it opens so many doors. And also you can collaborate on joint projects to create content or participate in cross-promotional campaigns that leverage each other's audiences and networks. By tapping into their followers' trust and interest, you can expand your reach beyond your existing audience and attract new subscribers and customers to your YouTube channel. Ah, man, that's awesome. I love this thing. I wish I could say I wrote that. I gotta tell the truth, though. Anyways, going into some of this other stuff, like I said, I guess stories is big, but this kind of goes over everything. Yeah, so let's recap what I just talked about. So cross-promoting your business with YouTube into social media, Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. Visual showcase, target audience, brand personality, community engagement, business growth, reasons to link your YouTube to Instagram, cross-promotion again, diversified contact, engagement opportunities, enhanced visibility, brand consistency. Kind of went over these, but I'm just breaking it down. Additional points, again, audience engagement, storytelling opportunities, SEO benefits, collaboration possibilities, analytics insights. I love that, analytics insights. I definitely encourage you guys to check that out. That's awesome. I didn't even know that existed. Yeah, and I can't wait to have somebody on. And you know what? Let me know, actually, now that I'm on that topic, if you'd like to be on this channel. To be honest, if you're an entrepreneur just starting, maybe you've been you've been in business for a long time, and you want to, hop on the channel and I can interview you. That'd be great. If anybody's got any interest in that, I would love that. I'm actually kind of nervous just saying that. It's for me, it's like, that's, I don't know. It's like kind of scary because I haven't done it yet. If that makes any sense to you guys. Yeah, so if anybody has interest in that, that'd be great. With that, I don't know if this has been 10 minutes, but we'll see. And anyway, thank you very much. Hope you guys have a great day and enjoy.